Hey, what's up? I have not made a video in a pretty long time, so here's some exciting news. I'm going to Europe for the first time. Never been. Going to Portugal tomorrow. I have a lot of packing to do. As you can see, I'm kind of in the middle of it, but I wanted to take a break because I really want to lock in the camera gear that I'm going to take, because it's pretty limited, the space that I have to work with. I don't think you should really ever check camera gear in a checked bag unless you absolutely have to. It's risky, right? I can't, if I lose my camera in a checked bag that gets lost, I'm just not a photographer anymore. Gotta make some decisions. Gotta pick your favorite kids, gotta bring those. So I'm shooting this right now on the Sony A7iii, which is the widest lens I have. I think I'm gonna be shooting a lot of landscape stuff. I want to see the scenery. I think that's a non-negotiable. This lens has to go with me. It's also super easy for shooting like vloggy type stuff as we travel around. So this one, it's on the camera, it's coming for sure. I've got the Tamron 70-180. This is what I use a lot for my comedy shoots because it allows me to zoom in just enough that I can be in the back or middle of the room. It's 2.8, so it's great on low light. Love this lens, but it is pretty bulky. Also have the Tamron 2875. It hits a lot of good spots, you know, the 35, 50. These are good for portraits. I like this one, it's pretty sharp. 2.8, so it's pretty good in low light. I like this one. And I think this is a good option maybe for this trip because once again, I'm thinking landscapes, I'm thinking some portraits of me and my girlfriend as we go on this trip. This seems like the probable pick to go with. Also have a Sony A7iii, which I love. So sharp, so small. Love throwing this thing on a gimbal. It's great, but I just don't know if I need an A7iii, so tell me if I'm wrong. But I think what I'm taking, because space is limited, I'm bringing the 20, and I'm bringing the 28-75. Those can both fit in my sling with my bow and arrow. That's dumb. I think that's the call. Because what I really want to do is capture the moment, take video of the trip, and come home with a lot of great photos that hopefully some might end up on my blank apartment walls. Huge priority for this trip. I mean, obviously I'm bringing underwear and socks, but this is the stuff I'm really excited about for sure. So other stuff that I'm bringing along with me for this trip, it's a mic that's actually on the camera right now, the Sennheiser, little small compact mic. It's perfect. It doesn't look too imposing. I don't feel too weird walking around. If you ever walked around with a camera with a big dead cat on top of it, you just feel like everyone's looking at you. Battery packs, you gotta have the battery packs. This is massive. This can actually power my camera for a while. I've used this on the A6400 since it has no record limit. Stick this thing on there and it's good for hours. And then a small one for my pocket because you're always on your phone constantly during a trip. So these two gotta go. Other dumb, boring stuff that you just have to bring, a little memory card. I don't plan on dropping it in any water, but it is waterproof. And this thing, oh, it's so fancy. Look at this. Look at that little pouch. It's cute, but it's this new Photo and Tech remote for the Sony. It's great. I'm really excited about this because I do want to be in some of the photos. So I'm bringing my tripod and this little buddy, and hopefully I'll be able to take some self-portraits, set that up, back away, make it happen. This thing's nice. It has a shutter, it has a 2-second delay, and it has a record off and on button. So this thing's great. It's $10. It's definitely cheap and plasticky, but if it breaks, it's literally $10. But look at this, $10, but you get this. Look at that. And lastly, this is probably the biggest debate that I'm having right now is, do I bring a flash or do I just bring a little light? I'm not planning on doing a lot of nighttime photos necessarily, but man, if you've ever taken photos in low light, you know the dance of Lightroom sliding everything just to try to like salvage a photo. I hate it. I want great lit photos to work with from the start, and sometimes that just requires a flash, but this thing's kind of bulky. It's the Godox. Please excuse this little diffuser on there that looks like it was used as toilet paper before I got it. It is a little chunky. This thing, I don't think it's gonna make the cut. And it's not that this little light is so much more amazing, but for the amount of light I might need, this might just be enough. Just for the moments, if there happens to be some nighttime situation, it's so small, fits in the backpack, no sweat.
Fits in the backpack, no sweat.
I think this might just get it done. Now, it's not soft light, but you know, in a pinch, if we're just trying to get enough light to take a great photo or video, not bad. So this is the backpack that I'm traveling with. It's super cheap. It's just $40 on Amazon. This is actually the second one I bought. The first one lasted about a year. And instead of upgrading and spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a backpack, I just bought another one of the same kind, and it's been fine for me. Just putting that 28 to 70 in there takes up pretty much, you know, this whole pouch here. We got the camera and the other lens. Just boom. There's little holes here in the back. Little cute remote. Our light and our SD cards. I also am bringing a little variable ND. It's not the most expensive one, but it's nice. It's got this little magnetic lens, which is nice to just pop off and shoot. Sometimes I do feel like it because it's not amazing glass, it does kind of like make my photos not quite as sharp. So I use it kind of sparingly, but it's going in the bag. Could it be a problem that I packed my entire bag in like 10 minutes for a week-and-a-half trip? I've spent way more time thinking about my camera gear than the clothes I'll be wearing on this trip, so at some point I'll probably be wearing some ridiculous outfit that makes no sense for the weather or for the occasion. But the photos will look nice.